Hello and welcome to my video channel. It's David Semach from Agile Quality Blog, and today I'm going to discuss about very important topic of locating web page elements in Selenium using the ID locator, which is very important because in uh, real world environment when you will supposed to identify elements in your automated your test, what will happen usually is that the developers will assign a unique identifier for each web page element, so it will enable the you or the any other automator to locate elements using unique identifiers, which will save time and make the e-change or maintenance operations much more efficient and robustable. So let's start by simply doing the basic things. So the first thing that I'm going to use is to set the URL to my blog. And the second thing is to identify the ID locators of some of the navigation menu stops in my blog. So here it is. So if I want to understand what is the ID of the blog tab, I just need to go, inspect, and I will get it here. Here it is, the ID of the blog. Same for the My Experience tab, and so on. So in the example today, I'm going to open my blog, navigate to the blog menu, and then to my experience tab, and then return to the home tab. It's relatively very simple, but uh, it's a good example on how to use this locator. So I already prepared it to save time. There is no need to uh, doing it per lecture. I already saw it in the previous lecture. So here it is, string um, per tab in the navigation menu. The next thing that we need to do, of course, is to initialize the iWeb driver. Uh, okay, let's call it driver as usual. In this lecture, not like the previous lectures, I will use the Chrome driver. Okay, so there it is. Until now I show all the examples using Firefox driver. So here it is. The next thing is the navigation option. So I need to navigate to my blog. So I just copy it. It's the same code all the time. So in future lectures, I will set a unique function for this preparation. So this is the important thing that you need to do. The code example that I'm showing in this beginner's guide are relatively very simple, and you don't actually going to use them in real automated projects. It's just for the example. Um, in Okay, so the next thing that we need to do is to set the iWeb element. So let's do it here. Uh, iWeb element. I'm going to create a single iWeb element that I'm going to set each time the driver tab, the relevant tab using the driver. So I will call it menu tab. Okay, sounds good. Driver, and then find element. Now by its ID, by ID. Okay, and then we will set some string. Oh, the compiler is yelling at me and is right. Okay, this is will look something like this, and then I need to click on it, so I will do my menu tab dot click. Okay. Okay, this is the basic function that I'm going to use. I need to replicate it. Let's see, blog expand 3 times. So 1, 3, but now I don't need to actually uh, create it, so I just delete it. And the first option, I will, and when we are going to open my blog, the first web page that we are going to see is the home tab. So I need to start with the blog, my experience, and then return to the home page. So let's first move the blog. Let's do it here. Second to my experience, and then return to the home. If I run the code as it is now, it will fail because the web page is not open fast enough, so we will succeed to locate the elements. I don't want to run it. It's simply trust me on this, it will fail. So as you see in previous videos, I will use the thread sleep options prior calling each item. So after opening the web page, let's wait 8 seconds. It should be good enough. And we will do it again here and again here. So uh, in future lectures, I will demonstrate how to use implicit and explicit weights in Selenium, much more efficient way to write your code. This is just a stupid thing to do, but in order to show you how to navigate and use the ID locator, it should be good enough for now. So this is the first thing. The second thing is that we will never want to replicate code like this. So I will demonstrate how to use a single function to do it in this video, but let's run it now and check the results. Prior to run it, we usually set the driver.quit method, but for now I will cancel it because I want you to see it return to the home page. And if I use the quit, you will not be able to see it fast enough. So let's run it and see if the delays are working as expected. Okay, so as you can see, we are using Chrome driver. When using Chrome in Selenium WebDriver, you most likely will need to download the Chrome driver from the specified site here in the message for the exact version of your Chrome. Otherwise, you will not be able to use the Chrome browser in your automated framework. So now we will wait 8 seconds. This is what the code is actually doing. Now, as you can see, it's navigating to my blog. Okay, great blog. Uh, Please subscribe to it to get great articles. Now we are on my experience tab, and the last thing that we are supposed to do to see here is now we're returning to the home page. This is the entire application we just created. Very simple, and now I want to show how we can do it in relatively much more efficient way. So uh, if I want to write it and use better approach, I will create a single method. Let's call it something like it's static class. So we need to use the let's do something like menu. Let's call the methods menu uh, tab nav, something like this. And the method will receive 3 parameters. First, I'm going to send the driver. Second, I'm going to set the menu tabs that I'm going to use. Okay, and the last thing is the string that I'm going to send to the application each time. So let's write it just string, let's call it string tab, specific tabs, something like this. Specific tab string. Now I want to create a method. Okay, of course. Generate method. Here is the method. We need to delete it now. And what is yelling at us now? Fix name validation menu tab. Okay. Okay. Don't yell at me. Don't yell on me. The compiler is right, so here it is. Uh, when it's right, when he's right, he's right. Okay. So let's delete all of this code. Now, okay. So we have three parameters that we need to use now. So the first thing that I'm going to send here is the driver itself. Now I'm going to send the menu tab. So the first thing that I'm going to do is the driver. I sent it. Now the menu tabs that I'm going to use is I need to send here the iWeb element. So how I'm going to do it now? So out iWeb element, iWeb element. So I'm going to send the web element and create it here. iWeb element. Let's call it web element. Simply like something like this. Okay. I don't need to assign anything because I'm using the out keyword. So I will send it the iWeb element and specific tab that I'm going to use. Uh, let's narrow it here. Is simply the first thing or time that I'm going to run it. I will run it. Let's send it to the specific tab doesn't need it, so I need here to specify string. Let's call it tab to use. Okay, here it is. And let's now start using the this option. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to wait wait each time when I'm calling the method. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to wait 11 seconds. Then I'm going to use the web element from here and set driver. Here it is. This is the driver. Similar to what we did previously, so I'm just going to copy the code just to save us time. So here it is. X driver, I will change it here. Let's call it X driver. It should be good enough. Tap to use. Here it is in the web element. Here it is. This will be okay now. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to call the method. As you can see, the code is much more clear now. But in order to run it, we need to execute the function 3 times. So the first time that we are going to run it, let's call it first run, is to navigate to the blog tab. So let's specify the blog tab here. Let's call it blog tab. So the next thing that we are going to do is to run it again. And now for the My Experience tab. Here it is, and the third time. Okay. Second one. And the last thing that we need to do now is simply third one. Back home. Okay. So let's run it and see the results. We of course can do it much more efficient by using collections and adding all the menu navigation tab to a single collection and then use it by a specific index. But this is not for now. I first want to use the most simplified code for you to, so it will be easy for you to understand it. And later on, I will add to the channel an entire course for C# programming that you can use to get the best results from the Selenium course that I'm just creating for you. So as you can see now, we will navigate to the blog tab. This is the first time that we are calling the method. And now we are going to call it again, the second run, with the my experience uh, uh, string. Okay, and now we will call it the third time to return to the home page. As you remember, I set it to 11 seconds. Uh, so it will take a few seconds more. Okay, did I call it? Ah, I think I made a mistake. Let's check the code. Yes, here is the mistake, as you can see. Let's run it again. Okay, it's happened to the best, of course. Let's close it. A huge mistake. Never copy your code. Never do it. Replicating code is sucks. So, okay. Now it will work for us. This is what happened when you replicated your code. You forgetting things. So, don't do it. Uh, let's run it again. So in these lectures, I show you two scenarios, excuse me, two ways to use code. One option is less efficient, and you set the driver each time. The second option, as you can see, is to use a single method and call it. If you don't know or have the knowledge in C Sharp, as I said before, navigate to my blog. There is an entire a complete course for C Sharp uh, knowledge base. Please read it. You will get great benefits from it. Later on, as I said, I will create a video course right here in my channel. So here it is, here the application now. As you can see, it's navigate to my experience, and but now after 11 seconds, it will return to the home page, and we can complete this lecture. Here it is. If you remember the driver, I set it not to quit. I mark it in with a comment. Um, oh, I actually remove it. But when you're using your own code, just add it. Quit to quit the driver, so the automation should be stopped to generate usually a report about the execution results. So that's it for now. Please subscribe to my blog and my video channel. I promise to deliver great lectures that will make you be much more efficient uh, in your work. Thank you and goodbye.